Hello. So I've been I was gonna say humming and hawing. Oh my gosh, I sound like my parents. Um, I've been thinking about whether I want to do like a video diary, and I don't know if it would be every day or what, but and I honestly I don't even know if I'm gonna post this, but this is for sure for me anyway to look back on because I'm super fucking proud of myself, and I feel like that's a key part of being human is celebrating yourself. And the happiest I've ever been in my life, it was when I was doing my affirmations every day, my gratitude every day. I literally like reshaped my mind, like to the point where the lens I was looking through was like gratitude for everything. Like I was seeing the world through like just such a clear lens. Like I was just so fucking joyful. And like it took no effort for me to see the world in this beautiful way because I literally like shaped my brain to look for that kind of stuff. I shaped my brain through affirmations and gratitude to literally look for reasons to be grateful, to look for the joy in life, right? And so something else I was doing at that stage of life was I was celebrating myself for all of my wins. Like, and it could be the tiniest thing. It could be like, yay, you had a shower today, or you remembered to brush your teeth, or like you made your bed. Just like whatever it was, right? Like, oh, you had another glass of water, or oh, you went for a walk today, or you read a chapter of your book, or you took deep breaths instead of reacting to the kids, and whatever it was, right? I was like celebrating myself every day. And so something I wanted to share is I just, I've been so full of fear since my partner passed away, like gripped with fear, like um, experiencing anxiety like I haven't felt in a really, really long time. Like I had debilitating anxiety for a lot of years, like where I had to like give myself a pep talk to just leave the house. And I worked through that years ago, and I've worked through like the little bits of anxiety that would pop up over the years since working through that really debilitating anxiety. But it came back like full force after Brady passed away. And like I've really had to be intentional with my breath work, like just reminding myself to breathe. Anxiety for me very much like I'm holding my breath, everything's tense, it feels really heavy here, like something's gripping inside my chest type of thing. And I noticed that, yeah, when that pops up, I'm holding my breath. So something I've had to remind myself of is to breathe. And it might sound silly, but I feel like people who've experienced anxiety understand that. How something that seems so natural to like, breathe, can become one of the hardest things to do when you're gripped with anxiety. So anyway, what I really wanted to share was I've been really fearful. And right after Brady passed away, I didn't give a flying who thought what of me. I didn't care. I didn't care what I looked like. I didn't care. Like I just didn't care. I didn't care. Like no fucks given whatsoever. I truly was walking around quite fearless in terms of other people's opinions of me. And like I was wearing his clothes a lot, like oversized hoodie, these 2 or 3 tone camo, like blue camo pants. There was a day where I wore all of his clothes and his boots just so I could walk, a little bit in his shoes. Like I just didn't care. I was just very much operating from a place of like, I'm going to go with what feels right to me in this moment. And anybody thinking anything can kick rocks. Like I've said this before, it's none of your business what other people think of you. And there've been stages of my life where I really, I make that my truth. Like, and I walk through life like that. Like it's none of my fucking business what anybody else thinks of me. And it's a really empowered standpoint. It's a really empowered place to be when you can walk through life and really, truly just no fucks given on what anybody thinks about you, and truly walk through life knowing it's none of your business what anyone thinks of you. Therefore, you're not going to spend any time worrying about it, you know? So anyway, squirrely. My brain is quite squirrely sometimes. I love it. I really actually, holy sweat. I really actually truly appreciate my squirrely brain. It brings me some joy actually to just be able to just be me and accept that this is just the way I am. This is the way my brain works. And there's nothing wrong with it. I don't need to dial it in. I don't need to focus. I'm good. I'm good with wherever I'm at in any given moment. And I haven't always been able to say that, especially since he passed away. Like, I've had many moments where, I mean, even just looking in the mirror was fucking hard for me because I didn't recognize who I saw. And I know I'm going to have moments like that still. And, but today, I am like lit up from the inside out because I had like a phenomenal day. I was like the best of the best as a mother. Like, I crushed it as a mom today. I can say that like with certainty. The kids left for dad's house feeling loved, supported, feeling like they're one of my favorite people. Like, they're each one of my favorite people because they are. But I try to like make sure that they know that they feel that. Like, they know I love them, but I want them to feel loved. I want them to feel like I like them even. And so yeah, like I totally crushed it, motherhood today. So I was already like kind of like flying high from that, like just feeling really, really good about that. And then I got this crazy idea that I kind of wanted to go for a bike ride down to the bank to figure out my bank card situation. And I was gonna stop at the grocery store. But the fear kind of sunk in. And the fear pops up like, so there'll be something that I want to do. And then I'll have like a moment of anxiety or like the fear, and then I feel the anxiety, I guess. So it's the fear and then the anxiety. And then it's like all these reasons why maybe that's not a good idea pop up in my head. So the bike ride was the original, like, this is what I want to do. And then the fear takes over, the anxiety takes over, and all of a sudden I've got like, 2 or 3 reasons why it's not a good idea. And so I was just like, you know what? No, fuck it. I'm going to do it anyway, right? This is what I want to do. I'm going to do it. Like, and this is the father of my children gave me a bike, and I had no idea, like, if this bike was gonna like fall apart on the way, if a tire was gonna pop. Like, had no idea what was gonna happen with this bike. All I knew was that I wanted to go for a bike ride, that I needed to get my bank card situation figured out. I needed to go to the grocery store, and I was gonna do it on a bike ride. And so I was like all ready to go, and then it clicked that I've got to wear a helmet because my brain is like super important to me, and brain injuries are no joke. So that stopped me for a minute, like the fear again, like, I don't want to look stupid, right? Like, and here's the thing, like, when I put on a helmet, I look ridiculous. Like, I look ridiculous. Like, there's no other word for it. Like, I don't like the way I look when I wear a helmet. I look like a nerd. Like, I look just silly to myself, okay? And like, my partner, he would rollerblade without a helmet on, and he looked like the coolest person ever, okay? Like, he would rollerblade like forward, he would go backwards, like, he looked super freaking cool doing it. No helmet, no nothing. And then there's me, I never rollerbladed or anything with him while he was earthside, I guess. While he was here in the physical, I should say. But yeah, like he looks so cool, you know, like rollerblading around, no helmet, no protection whatsoever, no elbow pads, no knee pads, no, like he looks so cool. Like going back, like so cool. And then there's me. I put on my helmet and I'm just like, I don't look nearly like I don't look cool at all. I look safe, but I don't look cool. So I had a moment of like, man, I look so goofy. Like I look so, I don't know, nerdy or just uncool with my big purple helmet on, you know? Um but my helmet is a non-negotiable because brain injuries are no joke. I keep looking that way because our pictures are over there. Um, yeah, I'm just remembering how he looks rollerblading. Yeah, it's a good memory. Anyway, so I had a moment of I can't go. I'm gonna look ridiculous. I'm gonna look ridiculous in my helmet. Like I don't wanna. I don't want to look ridiculous, you know. And then I thought, and that was another thing was I don't use bike lanes on the road. Like I refuse to bike ride on the road. I won't do it. Okay. If you see the drivers at the coast, like Vancouver, BC, Canada, okay, lower mainland drivers, like there's no freaking way I'm biking on the road with these people. No way. Like I won't do it. So that was part of my anxiety too, was like, I'm not going to bike on the road. Um, and so I'm going to have to do the sidewalks. And like, I've heard you can get a fine for biking on the sidewalk. And like, you know, anxiety just kind of like, there's so many stories wrapped up in it. But yeah, the thing that almost took me out and stopped me from doing what I wanted to do was the fact that I had to wear a helmet. And like I said, my helmet is a non-negotiable for me. My mom drilled that into my head from a really young age. Like what happens to your head if you crash without a helmet. She would literally like break eggs, and she broke a watermelon in front of us to show us like a visual representation of your head without a helmet. So she really drilled that in. And so like my helmet is a non-negotiable. So anyway, I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna move with the fear. Again, like this is something that I heard. There's a woman, she's a psychic medium in training, like she's doing school for it. And she had done a live video on Instagram, and she had talked about like she was channeling a message, she was getting a message, and she was saying how her guides were telling her that you have to walk with the fear. Sometimes you have to walk with the fear, move with the fear. And so, you know, the fear popped up for me, and I decided to just go with it, you know, like, okay, I'm going to walk with the fear, and I'm just going to do it anyway, right? Because this is what I want to do. Like, this is what I want to do. I want to go for a freaking bike ride. And, yeah, like I'm going to wear my helmet because it's a non-negotiable. My brain is important, and I'm just going to do it. And so, yeah, I actually had to say out loud, I'm going to move with the fear. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm just going to move with the fear, right? And I did, and I'm so freaking proud of myself. I'm sure I looked ridiculous on my bike, okay? But here's the cool thing. When I actually got on my bike and I started feeling the wind coming at me and the freedom of just going somewhere quickly, like you know, moving along the street quite quickly, that freedom that I felt, like everything else fell away. Like I wasn't concerned with what I looked like. I wasn't feeling self-conscious. I wasn't feeling anxious. I wasn't attached to what people thought of me or if people even were thinking of me. Like I just didn't care. So yeah, I think it's super, super important to, you know, feel whatever you're feeling. If anxiety pops up, you know, there's something you want to do, and then anxiety pops up, and then all these reasons why maybe like it won't work out, or you don't know exactly what's going to happen, so you can't do it. Feel that, allow it to be there, observe that it's there, and then go anyway. Do what you want to do anyway. A big part of my anxiety is it'll pop up. I'll have anxiety because I don't know what's going to happen. Like with the bike ride, I had no clue if this bike was going to fall apart, if a wheel was going to pop. I had no idea if, let's say, I don't know, I like veered into traffic and left the kids without a mom. Like, that wasn't really a valid concern. But, like there's so many things that could go wrong, and there's so many variables, when you leave your house. There's so many variables, even honestly being at home, right? Like there's so many things that are outside of our control. And anxiety is like this, it's like a survival thing. It's to keep us safe. Our anxiety pops up, I believe, to keep us safe, right? To keep us within our comfort zone, for sure, which is safe. But our anxiety is often a means for keeping us small. It's to keep us safe, but it also keeps us small, and it keeps us from really truly experiencing life. So, excuse me. So, if you want to do something, if something pops up and you're like, man, I really want to do that, and then the anxiety comes through, feel the anxiety, acknowledge it. Yeah, it's there. But you know what? I really want to do this. So I'm going to move with the fear. I'm going to take some deep breaths. I'm going to move with the anxiety. And over time, the more that I do that, the less my anxiety has a grip over me, the less fear I carry in my body, the more confidence I build in myself, the more lit up inside I feel. Like, it was such a freeing feeling to be like riding this bike, like, down a hill, like feeling the wind against my face, and like just, in that moment, it didn't matter. Like nothing mattered. None of the very human, kind of like lower frequency concerns were even present for me. Like, and when I say lower frequency, I'm talking like there's things that are a lower frequency, like fear, anxiety, resentment, guilt, shame, anger, self-pity, things like that. None of that was present for me. All I was feeling in that moment, like when I first started biking, it was like just freedom. Holy shit, this is awesome. And then it was like, I'm really doing it. Like I'm doing it. Like this feels really good. Like, and it felt like I was like letting my inner child out to play a little bit. Like, and that's another thing I wanted to share, was like letting your inner child play through, doing whatever you love to do, like whether it be, biking or rollerblading or art or whatever it is, right? Like jumping on a trampoline, swimming, whatever it is that kind of like makes you feel lit up inside. Letting your inner child have fun playing is like so healing for each and every one of us. It doesn't matter who you are. Like we all have an inner child that just wants to have fun. And I think it's really important to, again, just move with the fear and let yourself have some fun. Stop worrying about what you look like, or if you're doing it right, or stop worrying about trying to control, the ins and outs of everything. Just fucking let loose and have some fun. Figure out what you want to do and do it. Give up the need to control every little thing. Have some fun. So that's really all I wanted to share. I know that was a bit of a longer one, but I'm just like so lit up inside. I'm so happy with myself right now, and I understand it might not seem like a big deal to some people, but for me, like, knowing where I was and where I am today, it's a big deal for me. So I wanted to share that because I feel like it's super important for us human beings to celebrate ourselves for the tiniest things. It doesn't matter what it is. It might seem stupid to somebody else, but like, if it made a difference in your day, like if you did something that you're proud of, I don't care how small it is, celebrate yourself for it. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter, if somebody else wouldn't be celebrating that, like, I could literally find ways to pick myself apart all day long. But celebrating myself feels so much better. So I think I'm going to continue doing this, and I'm going to continue being my own best friend, and I'm going to continue just falling a little bit more in love with who I am and unbecoming all the bullshit I've been told to be my entire life. And yeah, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna choose me, and I'm gonna be that slightly awkward but truly joyful woman, with the purple helmet on the bike that's slightly falling apart. Yeah, because that lit me up inside. So do more of what lights you up inside. And if you don't know what lights you up inside, figure it out. Just start somewhere. Start doing something, Do something. Do something that you don't have to do. Something that you're just purely doing because you choose to, because it might be fun, And if it isn't, try something else. But I feel like we're missing the point of life if we're not playing. The point of life is to play, to have fun, to learn, to be free. So, free yourselves. Sending so much love and light. Take care, guys.